So 100 videos in 100 days. That was my challenge 100 days ago, and more or less I accomplished it. There was some migraines and a few technical issues that got in the way, but it was pretty good. Good effort all around from the entire team, and I wanted to do a recap and a few thank yous and wrap up this 100 series. Hi, my name is Zopi. I talk about health, wealth, and happiness, and I can't believe it. I have hit the 100th episode of this series. It started maybe just over 100 days ago, where I challenged myself just randomly to make 100 videos, vlog videos about the topics of health, wealth, and happiness, just so I can document this purely for the benefit of my kids. So in case I die tomorrow, I honestly can die a happy man knowing that I've left something for my kids to reflect back on and hopefully not learn from ground zero. They've got some sort of stepping stone into the psyche of their old man. And hopefully my grandkids and great grandkids can take lessons from these lessons that I've learned the hard way, that I wish I'd learned 20 years ago. I would be a completely different person, right? If I had learned this earlier on, I would have been much ahead in life in the 3 areas that I talk about had I known these lessons. So before I actually go through these, I do want to give a few thank yous, and the thank you goes to my wonderful team that I ended up putting together to make this happen. So big shout out to my main man, Neb, who's been doing all the editing. Thank you, Neb. My right-hand man, Ray. Thank you, Ray, for doing all the coordinating and social media, show notes, everything like that. Appreciate it. You've done a great job. Imran, who came later on into the picture, but has done an amazing job with the thumbnails. Can't forget Macklin as well, who's been with me for many years, actually doing all my graphics work. Thank you, Macklin. Even last minute yesterday, ended up putting this map together. You're the man. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Nipuna, who's my other editor for the Victory Line podcast, and he's been amazing as well, turned things around quickly. So I couldn't have done it without you guys, and I'm humbly in debt for your patience with me and for working with me and working through this challenge. Because when I took on this challenge, it's not just me, right? I've been relying on an entire team. They've had to give up their family life, coordinate things around there, organize holidays around this. So it was a big commitment, and I didn't think about any of this when I started on this journey, naively thinking that I can, 100 videos, how hard could it be? In retrospect, if I hadn't known how difficult meaning it wasn't hard to sit down and just talk in front of the camera, right? Because I guess all of these books that I've read, it's just some of that have stuck in me, so I can just start talking about things now, which is, I guess, a good thing. The hard part is the dedication in time, making sure that I've got a quiet area in the house where I haven't got kids running around. So I have to make sure either they're sleeping or I find a quiet place. Sometimes I'll be shooting outside or a park or just random locations. Often it's been long days. So for example, today I got up at 4:30 in the morning, and now it's past 11:30 at night. And so it's been a long day, and I'm still going. I got to finish this and do some tax work. So it is a big commitment. If you want to do this challenge, it is a big commitment. And I often think about, there's this vlogger by the name of Casey Neistat. He did 800 videos in 800 days, and he did this all by himself. No editors helping him. No one. It was just him doing amazing effects, drone footage, and he was running a massive company as well. So look, my hat goes off to people like that who've been able to do it so continuously for that amount of time. This, even though I love this project and I love the videos that I've created, I truly do, because I often look back at it and go, man, that was a good lesson that I gave. I can pass it on to someone. Whenever someone asks me a question, even today, this very day, I was talking to someone about vibing and frequencies and wavelengths and gelling with different people, and I made a video about that. I think it was episode 58. And this is what I mean. So that video series, I can use this in the future to connect with people and talk to people. And obviously, as I said, I keep going back to my kids. That's who I made this for. So in terms of the to-do list as a dad, done for me. There's one other item that I need to organize, and that's it. I can look. Obviously, I've been eating well. I hope to be around for a lot longer. But if I don't, all good. I did put through all the lessons that I had gone through for the 99 episodes through a AI program, and I go, hey, give me a recap of all the lessons, the common themes. And I do want to spend a bit of time going through the common themes, but one last word of encouragement, caution. If you are planning on doing this, I suggest, even if you've got editors, allocate a couple of hours a day. If you haven't got editors, I'm saying, and another crew behind you, I would say 3 hours minimum, maybe even longer per day. So it is a big commitment of your time because you're managing everything yourself. Hope this makes sense, because you sometimes have to think about what you're going to say, edit it out. And I didn't do any of this. The hard part was done by my team. And as I said, I'm very grateful for their time commitment and dedication that they've given me to bring me through this. And I'm thankful that it's actually going to be over for, I can take a step back, because that way I can focus on other projects and hopefully start getting a good night's sleep as well. I can't remember, I did an episode on that one, and that's the one episode that I said, hey, I'm saying something that I'm not practicing myself. So I actually look forward to sleeping well and getting a good night's rest moving forward. So let me get to the lessons. So there was a few lessons here, right? Overarching theme. So this one's about personal growth and mindfulness. So I said to focus on your own path and don't worry about what others say, all right? This is a continuous thing I say. Forget what everyone else says. You be you. Focus on you. No one's going to be thinking about you anyway. So you might as well do what makes you happy and enjoy life. Enjoy the journey. Continuous learning. I've talked about continuous learning, importance of continually putting stuff into your brain so it becomes part of you, whether you like it or not. Once you've been doing this for year in, year out, year in, year out, you end up just learning by almost subconsciously learning. I ended up calling it subconscious immersion, something like that, because that's what happens, right? And I encourage you to do this because it will pay dividends later on the track. That's how everything works, right? First, you have to sow the seed, and then you can harvest and get the fruits of your labor. Emotional intelligence, big one. Emotional intelligence, especially for your kids, making sure they are mentally headstrong and being able to carry themselves despite what life throws at them. Most people aren't. Most people have to do other things to, either whether that be resorting to narcotics and experimental drugs, or even seeing a therapist. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, but I'm just saying, if you can sort of carry yourself and manage your own EQ, you might be able to avoid that next step. And again, I want to emphasize, there's nothing wrong with speaking to a specialist and professional who can give you some sound advice if you need that reassurance and maybe a little correction. So that's the personal health and mindfulness. Next category is health and wellness. Boy, when I started this series, I honestly did not think I'll be talking about health this much. I honestly didn't. I thought, man, this channel is going to be focused on mostly me talking about wealth. I genuinely thought that, but I don't know why, and I don't know how many episodes I ended up talking about health, but it was a lot more than I thought I was going to. I don't know if it's because I've been seeing a lot of trauma and death and information in people. I don't know, but I've just felt the urge that, wow, I really need to start putting this message out and letting people know that before it gets too late, before you start having to treat illnesses, you need to start earlier and start on the prevention journey now. So, I mean, I'm speaking from personal experience. My mom's got diabetes, dad's got heart issues, grandfather had cancers. So this is all in me, right? In terms of my genetic profile. So therefore, I'm getting ahead of the curve, making sure I eat properly. I maintain a good lifestyle. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I try and stay fit. I try and meditate. I don't sleep well, but I'm working on that one. So give me a break here. But I'm trying all things that I can do to stack the deck in my favor, so I don't go down the path of my, my parents and grandparents. Thankfully, my parents are still alive, but I don't want them going to an early grave either. So I'm trying to educate them as much as I can as well. Let's keep going. So that was a health one, but there was portions of it that I talked about. I talked about the health of importance of nutrition, mindful eating, prioritizing sleep, investing in real estate. Oh, sorry. The next category is financial awareness now. Okay. So the next category is financial awareness. Investing in real estate. I said the importance of that because most of the modern wealth can be stored in real estate with some sort of reassurance. There's a whole bunch of coins out there, NFTs and all of this stuff, which are very intangible. You can't touch them. I can't touch an NFT. It's just an image online. But when it's brick and mortar, when it's actual physical things, you can touch it, you can feel it. It's there. So that's why there is an intrinsic and tangible value there. So invest in real estate if you can. Having financial responsibility and understanding your own risk profile. Okay. Next one is relationships and communication. So building strong relationships, so important. Being able to communicate with people, sending a couple of SMSs to people who you haven't contacted in a while, going, hey buddy, how you doing? Hope you're keeping well. Boom, you made that reconnection again. Effective communication in terms of being very clear. Like if someone messages me going, hey, how you doing? I hate that message. I mean, it's funny enough because I just said that, right? I'm like, often I get message going, hey bro, that's it. And I'm going, I don't have time for the, like, hey bro, give me something like what, like even as a friend, dude, I'm busy. Tell me what you need. Yeah. So make sure you're communicating effectively to the point that you're not wasting people's time. At the moment, I've got someone wanting to contact me and have a chat, and I'm regretting having this conversation because I know I'll be stuck on the phone for hours. And it's just a one-way conversation where I'm listening and this person is talking. So people are not really respectful of other people's time, and it can be painful. Recognizing toxic relationships. I've talked about the importance of that. So if you've got toxic people in your life, do what you need to do. Limit yourself. Worst case, you need to be hard and cut that off. Work and productivity. So I've talked about time management, task batching. So batching groups of similar tasks into groups, and then that way you become more productive. Hey, we're making good progress here. Delegation. So please learn how to delegate. I'm horrible at it. I try and do everything myself. I am getting better. I am learning from other people. So wherever possible, if you can get someone to do the task that you can do, but they can probably do it better than you at a fraction of the price, hopefully. Last section is resilience and adaptation. Boy, do I try and drill this into my kids, just to embrace the change, plan for challenges, and overcoming fear. Just be resilient, be tough inside to the point that, no one can get you. I recently read a book by Hugh Van, it's called The Resilience Project, but that book talks about how, kids in India, he ended up going to small village in India, poor as anything. They've got nothing to their name, but they're so grateful for everything that they have. Not only are they grateful for what they have, they're also grateful when other people have success, when other people have things that they don't have. They're like, oh, that's so good. How do they develop that resilience? How do they have that happiness? And that's what that book's talk about. So I highly recommend the Resilience Project book. Good read. But that's it. Thank you very much. And from this point onwards, I don't know where I'm going to take this channel. I'll need to sort of think about this on how often I'll be posting moving forward. I hope it'll be weekly. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to be focusing on in terms of content. I would still like to be focusing on the same things that I'm talking about now because I'm passionate about health, wealth, and happiness. These are my pillars that I rely on, like on a day-to-day basis. So if I can continue to talk about that, I think that would make me happy because at least I know that I'm giving something worthwhile, to you guys and the community of something that I learned. Might have been the hard way, might have been the easy way, who knows. Thank you very, very much for those of you who've come on this journey. I know I've built a tiny community, so thank you to each one of you. I really appreciate it. I am gonna try and get to bed before midnight. I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe 12:30, but I guess this is what it takes if you embark on this journey. I wish you all the success in the world. Please focus on your health, because if you have health issues, none of these other things matter. Okay, they completely go out the window if your health is not your number one and your number one focus. So make sure that you make that a priority, because if you make that a priority, you can focus on other things. Once you have a health problem, that becomes the sole problem. All these other problems disappear. So focus on that, and I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.